Well, the hits keep coming. Allegedly, Disney and Bob Iger are unhappy with Captain Marvel, as well as some on the Avengers Endgame and Avengers Cast are unhappy with both how Brie Larson is performing and the Captain Marvel movie in general. But before I get into that, I want to give a shout out. You know how I launched exclusivelygames.com, which you should totally open in a new window and bookmark it, because we're putting 3 to 5 news articles a day plus 3 to 5 other video game related articles where there's video games only Discord and forum. Well, one of the big sponsors of that website during the Indiegogo was Bink Web Hosting. Bink Internet provides fast, reliable, and affordable hosting. Their starting package from $7 a month comes with 10 gigabytes of disk space, unlimited bandwidth, website emails, and cPanel. There are other packages available, of course. And for the first 100 people that sign up using my promo code, which is exclusively for my viewers, the promo code is TheQuartering, one word, you will receive 75% off your first order with Bink Internet. The prices are listed in Australian, but if you use the US dollar, it's even cheaper. Bink also offers web development services. You can simply email them for a free, fast, affordable quote. Bink also offers website builder that is simple and easy to use. Just drag and drop features onto your website at the click of a button. Check out binkinternet.com. And thank you for supporting Exclusively Games. Remember, promo code TheQuartering. Now, I want to get into where we're at currently with Captain Marvel on the Tomato Rater. Now, I did see this as high as 84 earlier today. Now we have 230 critics in there. I did talk to some insider critics last night, and I'm going to share that information on a live stream at about 5:30, 6 o'clock Central Time. So about 2 hours from when I publish this, we're going to go over some of the spoilers and stuff like that with Captain Marvel if people want to take part in that. We're at 82. I don't see it dropping much lower given there's 230 reviews in there now, but it could drop below 80. This puts it at the 13th or 14th worst Marvel movie ever. Now, with giant promotions like Alaskan Air and so on, it's interesting to see some of this information coming out. Captain Marvel MCU future in doubt, Avengers Cast unhappy. A new rumor has landed online that echoes my own concerns about Captain Marvel and Brie Larson. And I will tell you this, several of the insider critics I talked to said there is a huge push to recast Brie Larson. That would be interesting. But this claim to be coming from on top. Again, this is a rumor. As high as Disney CEO Bob Iger. The rumor claims that the Avengers cast or certain members of the Avengers cast is unhappy with Brie Larson being the face of the MCU going forward. I believe actually one of those insiders told me she signed on for 7 or 9 films or something like that. Think about nearly 10 films with Brie Larson in it. Ugh. And said that one particular actress, which was hinted at being Elizabeth Olsen, which I believe played Scarlet Witch. It said which particular, it said, feels they are getting pushed aside and they are getting treated differently. It claims the release of the Captain Marvel movie this weekend will prove the Avengers cast members correct that Brie Larson is not the right fit for the character for this franchise, and she's going to be found out when the movie is released. Film Gob, a YouTube on YouTube, offers Marvel is worried and that CEO Bob Iger is unhappy with Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige or whatever, as he's the only one backing Brie Larson all this time. Iger is said to be unhappy with the direction of Captain Marvel, and also that, quote, there is an uncertainty about how Captain Marvel's future in the MCU. The YouTuber further claimed that Brie Larson and Captain Marvel could get killed off earlier than Larson's Marvel contract due to potential fallout. Brie Larson and Samuel Jackson now are currently both on the hot seat, as Larson has been in trouble for politically charged statements about white dudes. Regarding Jackson, he recently compared President Donald Trump to a slave plantation owner and F-bombed the president. Interesting. Now, these people are allowed to have their own position, their own opinions, of course, but people are allowed to then react to them. Regarding Elizabeth Olsen potentially being upset, and may have some merit, as her character was arguably being built up as one of the most powerful characters in the MCU as Scarlet Witch. Powers are derived from an Infinity Stone. In addition, the end of the Infinity War saw Scarlet Witch sacrifice her lover Vision, only to have Thanos reverse time, kill Vision again, kill her and the rest of the Avengers. Now, instead of Scarlet Witch, by all accounts, Captain Marvel is swooping in the Avengers Endgame to save the day. To add to Olsen's possible frustration with Marvel, while Brie Larson will be starring in 7 Marvel movies and be the face of the MCU, Olsen is being relegated to a lower budget Disney Plus 6 to 8 episode streaming series along with Paul Bettany. Scarlet Witch has been in the MCU since 2014's Captain America: The Winter Soldier, but Brie Larson and Carol Danvers are getting dropped into the MCU, getting all the attention, and the character is retconned as being responsible for the Avengers and more, which has no basis in 10 years worth of Marvel films, of course. Also, previously mentioned and pointed out, I disagree with how Marvel and Kevin Feige have been promoting Captain Marvel, which is forcing the character onto the fans, comes off as being offensive, in turn making fans immediately feel defensive. And this is picked up by several outlets. Here we have report: Avengers Cast unhappy with Brie Larson. Captain Marvel has a shaky future. Again, probably running the same, yep, they're citing Comic Book News as a source. Iger previously made sarcastic comment on Twitter about creating cruises, 50 attraction hotels, and parades around Captain Marvel. Shortly after, Iger took his Twitter account down, only to reestablish it. As Film God points out, Iger could have targeted any of the Marvel characters, but pointed to the Captain Marvel character. According to Bounding Into Comics, other rumors include the fact that Infinity War and Endgame directors, brother Anthony Joseph Russo, didn't want Captain Marvel participating within the Infinity War saga. As also allegedly reported, they want to finish out the saga with the original characters. I can respect that. Bounding Into Comics also reported that these rumors come from potential leaks posted on Reddit by a disgruntled former contractor whose company was let go by Disney during the Endgame's many reshoots due to the forced inclusion of Captain Marvel. They said, I'm leaking ads. They excluded Captain Marvel from Infinity War, but had to include the character on Endgame just to shut off this matter. The Captain Marvel rant we're seeing today were expedited by Disney. The social media numbers projected Captain Marvel movie to face challenges and ordered from everyone involved to prepare for 2 cuts. One with the original Captain Marvel plan and another cutting down the character's participation in case Captain Marvel flops. I can't really see this. I could not imagine being this close to Infinity War and having 2 cuts still. That part of the rumor seems really sus, but we're talking about a $1 billion movie potentially here, and if people really, really dislike Carol Danvers, it's going to keep people out of the theaters with Endgame just a few months away. They point to conflicts between Brie Larson and Marvel Studios. They created huge conflicts between Brie's agency and specifically Marvel Studios. They went too far as to shoot some of the very same Captain Marvel action scenes with Captain America and Black Widow, replacing the character in an attempt to keep the inflated budget down. They've also described Brie Larson's behavior. Brie Larson treats everyone well, but she's very contesting, and she contested the heck out of this decision until Marvel Studios was forced to shoot those scenes in different days, which resulted in more spending. Again, these are rumors, leaks, Reddit posts. It is a hot time to have some kind of fake posts out there, but I don't know. I mean, it would be really, I think Captain Marvel, okay, so here's what I think. I think Captain Marvel, as I've said, is going to be an aggressively mediocre film. It's a Marvel movie, so it's still going to probably make $100 million opening weekend. It's still going to probably make $300 or $400 million once you put the Chinese market in it, because it's just that big. you know, which will put it far earning higher than earlier Marvel films. But when those films were out, the Chinese market wasn't the same way it is now. So I think Captain Marvel will benefit from strong international sales. You know, if it hit 500 million, I think that would probably be a success for Captain Marvel. But I would imagine Disney viewing that as a stunning defeat, given the budget they have in store for Endgame and for all the money that they're spending on advertising in Captain Marvel, on literal pineapples and airplanes and wicks and so many. I mean, probably on the video that you watch here, you probably got a Captain Marvel commercial, which is great. Keep watching them. Let's drive that spend up. I don't know. It's interesting. When Bob Iger said that, him deleting his Twitter account seemed well-timed. Now, Film Gob adds that Captain Marvel movie actually proves these Avengers cast members correct, that Brie Larson is not the right film for the character. And I've actually seen a lot of people say that. Some of my insiders who screened it early and are like certified blue check marks and have reviews on Rotten Tomatoes said that many other reviewers they knew for a fact had softballed it. There are interviews out there floating around where critics admit to this, because it's about insider access and about being able to have content weeks before anyone else and prepare your review early and get all those delicious clicks. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this access journalism, which is always rife for corruption. And one particular insider told me that Brie Larson's stone-faced, unemotional performance was brutally bad. And that I think from what I gather, Brie Larson is... when you watch the film, it's like an actor playing a superhero, not watching a superhero on screen. If that makes sense. You know, we're going to talk about some of the things that happen in the film on the live stream that are particularly weird, on how the editing, you know, making Sam Jackson young. I get why you do it, but also a lot that doesn't work for that. That may turn off some viewers. I still think that the Rotten Tomatoes reviews will probably stay in the low 80s, probably not going to see that dreaded 70s. And then the user reviews, user reviews will probably be in the 60s. I would be very surprised without some intervention from Rotten Tomatoes, which we've already seen them do once. I think if you look at like Metacritic, I think it's going to be in the 60s and the 50s. But it'll be interesting to see. What do you think? Do you think there's any truth to this rumor? Do you think Captain Marvel's future is actually in doubt? It'll be an interesting conversation to have down in the comment section down below. Please remember before you leave to like that video. Check out the sponsor for this video, Bink. Of course, thank you for backing Exclusively Games. I hope I'll see you over there on the forums of the Discord, and we'll see you on the live stream in just a little bit.